and gentlemen, boys and girls, cheerleaders, welcome to an episode of Tatami Talk. My name is Juan. Didn't know what you're calling partner, Anthony. This is a judo podcast for judo players by two judo players. So, Anthony, how you doing?
Had a great July 4th, though. I think I'm getting sick. I was just telling you that.
Yes.
Yeah, I went to Temecula for
you went on
a long
holiday.
weekend. Yeah.
You went on holiday, and I got stuck at the dojo teaching all the classes.
Yeah. How was that? How was your holiday teaching all the classes?
It was good. You know, it was funny. One of our members, I don't know how to say his name, but he saw me when he walked up and he's like, ah, shit. He almost walked away. I was like, no, come back over here. Come back over here.
Yeah. So thanks for covering my class.
So how was Temecula?
It was really hot, but it was nice because there was no, not a lot of fireworks. There was no fireworks. So that's the main reason I was going out there, because my dog is like, I say my dog, but it's mostly me too, because in LA the fireworks has gone bad to the point where they're like setting off bombs that like shake out the whole house. I think I mentioned this last year.
Your place, like I guess sometimes I'll get some of those in my neighborhood too. Yeah,
whatever they call those M80s, M80s, like they don't go like the fireworks you see in a show. They like sound like a loud explosion.
M80 is a quarter stick of dynamite.
Yeah, so those things shake up my house, and I literally at like 3 a.m. So I lose sleep. So I'm like, I'm just gonna get out of town for the week. And it's nice to go wine tasting and everything, but it's so hot, and I think compared to last time when I went, which was 2 years ago, the prices had gotten more expensive for everything.
Yeah.
And at that point, I'm just like, it's so hot. I'm just gonna go to Santa Barbara next year because it's like cool. It's cooler.
Yeah.
The price is like almost the same at that point, because we were going to Temecula because it was cheap. But yeah, I have gifts for you.
Oh, do you? You have something for me?
Yeah, but I have souvenirs.
This will be wine one day.
Yeah, I don't think you drink wine, but I think you'll like this one.
So your beginners class was, I think it was like 14 people. Good turnout. It was warm already by the time your class started. And then my class, I think, was like maybe 10 people. And then Ronder was still like, I think only 10, maybe 12 people also.
That's a good turnout for a 4th of July weekend.
Yeah, no, it was surprising turnout. People were happy that we were open. They're like, oh, Sensei, I'm so glad you're open and stuff. Oh,
we didn't get any visitors, right?
Let me think. No visitors. We have one.
Usually holidays is when we get visitors, because they're like, oh, our dojo is closed for the holiday or something.
Well, we technically have a visitor right now. It's one student from his home dojo is closed for like 3 weeks or something. So he's going to be with us for the next, I think, one more week. And then we had some people from our sister dojo message us asking if they can come and train. And we said yes, but they never showed up. So,
well, it's holiday. So
who knows what came up and stuff.
Yeah.
So, early in the week, it was the last week, you sent me a thing about how the British Judo Federation has changed their rankings for Dans. So you want to talk a little about that?
Yeah, I don't want to spend too much talking about it because, one, it doesn't pertain to us. Just kidding. We love you,
Ross. Listeners.
We love you, Rossi Rascal.
Right. We have only one British guy listening to us. Rossi Rascal.
Yeah. Basically, they increased the requirements it takes to get a Dan rank, and also for each progression. Basically, they just made it harder to get a rank. Everything from time and grade to the throws you need to know and all that kind of stuff. That's jazz, right? And I saw the Facebook comments on it. Nothing nice were said.
Of course.
I mean, before I read any of there's a huge reason I shared it on Reddit, not just for the drama. But
it's much world burn. You're like, yes, let me put this out there.
I really want because I really wanted to know what people thought, especially since we're not British. And then I also wanted to see the 4th of July, man. Come on. We want to know what the people's thoughts were and what kind of discussion would come up, right? So people who are more directly correlated with it, and it was as I expected, because I was like, okay, all the old people are going to be like, oh yeah, this is good. Basically, fuck you, got mine, right?
Yes.
Nicer way of saying is pulling up the ladder after you. And then obviously the younger people would be like, well, fuck, like what's gonna now I gotta wait another 8 years. I was already almost there, you know, like or something like that. So it's yeah, that's basically the gist of it. They just required more like instead of 67 techniques, now they required all 100 techniques of the Kodokan. Uh don't want to get too deep into it. I just don't think it's like hard. I don't think that's a good idea, basically.
Yeah. Well, it's an interesting thing that you kind of want to, I can see it both ways. You want to pull up your ranks so that you have better black belts and more dedicated black belts. But then people are in it and are like, oh, I'm so close. Like this kind of like what happened to me when I was testing for my first Dan, you know? When I was getting ready for my first Dan, I was going through USJF and they had a certain amount of requirements, all stuff you had to do. And then the year that I was working on it, December passed and they came out like, oh no, you have to do all this stuff now also to add to it.
Yeah.
So it was like, shit, like this is gonna add another 6 months to me trying to get my Dan now.
Well, I'm dealing with something like that right now too, right? I was not getting into it. But I on one hand, the older people are like, oh good, like the requirements were too easy before. And so I'm thinking like, oh, so you're saying that it's good we should demote you.
Like, everyone gets demoted.
Yeah, everyone I think that's only fair. Like literally, if you are gonna do something like this and the change is like so drastic, because it's one thing if you're like year by year tweaking it, or every 5 years you tweak it or whatever, right? But if it's such a drastic change like this, then you should probably normalize the ranks across the board. Like look at the new requirements, do the adjusted for inflation, whatever you want to call it, right? And then
demote people on it. Yeah.
No, or maybe not demote, but then be like, all right, for the next grade, you gotta wait more than like before to make up for it, kind of thing, right? So, but obviously that's not going to happen because that's people in charge, right? So
yeah,
and one of the things that the representatives, the announcement said was that it's to be more in line with the IJF standards, which for some people they think that's a good thing on what I read, and some people are worrying because they already think IJF is having too much influence, specifically negative influence on judo. And so some people think that is a bad thing. Some people think that's a good thing because it's more normalized, right? It's more centralized. And so I think it is ridiculous. How do I word this? I'm all for IJF handing out ranks, but I'm against centralizing it to IJF, because if you look at Japan, everyone should follow Japan's model because they're the one who invented it.
Yeah,
they're the one who invented the belt system.
Yeah, I totally agree with you on that one. Yes,
and we talked about this in the past, how the Shodan grade means different things in the West compared to Japan and Korea. So again, like it makes absolutely no sense. Like, why would you align to IJF? But then again, on the other side of that debate, they're the British Judo Association, which is a national governing Olympic governing body, which adheres to the IJF. So it kind of makes sense. But maybe this is where we're going to start seeing a divide between like IJF judo ranks and non-IJF judo ranks in the future. I don't know. Well, it's too early to tell. To add to that, what we said already, there's obviously a technical path and a competition path. Competition points more are needed. Technical path, more time and grade is needed now. So some people are pissed about that because some people are like, judo's really not popular. I think it's the people who are saying on talking Reddit were having similar problems as what I was saying. How I'm always fighting the same 2-3 people in tournaments, and in most cases now, especially now that I'm older, I'll be fighting like 18, 17-year-olds. Like, so like just like one of our members that got a medal at national winter nationals or Golden State Open, right?
Golden State Open.
She had to fight like bunch of 19, 18, 17-year-olds, right? So technically they were like around the same level, but then when it got to that part where the age came into play because of the stamina, she couldn't keep up in goal and score, right? And the teens never got tired, and then she, like a little much older, got tired, right? So these people are saying, how the fuck am I gonna, I'm already having enough trouble finding enough people to even have my points count, because you need like a minimum of like 3 people or something, right, for it to count. So if you're in your age category, and especially if you're a woman, then now you don't have enough people, so you're going to have to fight in the senior division or down like a couple of age divisions or something like that. So they don't think these things through sometimes.
I think they don't think about older competitors or older players. I think about young people, 20s.
Then they just kind of say, oh, do the technical path then.
Yeah.
It's just not well thought out. That's all I would say.
Well, to me, I thought it was an interesting thing because this is the British Judo Federation. And this is one thing that people always think is weird about us. Like, you guys have three major federations in the US.
The UK has two major ones too.
Yeah, but I'm saying like that's the UK. Like, we have 3 here in the US, and we still have like small ones.
Technically, if you look at what's the name? Samson Judo. Yeah, Samson Judo Federation is the 3rd one. For those who are actually in UK, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think there's 2 main ones in British Judo Association in the UK. It's very close to what USJF has for those who are American, because USJF also has a technical path and competition path.
Yeah.
For reference, USA Judo has no technical path.
It's just competition.
Yeah, it's just competition. Even the competition path, there's a lot of caveats that they don't put down officially. There's some unspoken rules, not unspoken, but unwritten rules that I learned the hard way.
Well, recently because of the divorce, that's why.
Yes, partially because of that, but no, it was actually when I tried to put in I was doing research for your 4th Dan and for another member's 4th Dan, and then I'm just like, this isn't fair. So USA Judo's system's kind of jacked too. But anyway, this new system's really close to USJF system, where it's technical path and competition path, but there is no option for in between. So people like us, or me specifically, that compete a bit, but then like also excel in the technical side, I would either have to like say, oh, fuck all your competition points and go the technical path, or fuck my technical knowledge and just go to competition path. Like, you can't be a well-balanced judoka and excel in the system. So, which I find really weird, right? So it's like all or nothing. And USJA's older system actually fit that really well. But USJA's old system can also be exploited. Let's just reword that way.
Okay, yeah.
And also the new system, I'm finding quickly that it has some it's not fully thought out either, even though it's better than before. But yeah, that's what I think. We'll see. Maybe because there's a transition period, and then also a not so generous what do you call it, grandfather system, where it's like, oh, if you already have X amount of points, you can keep it as long as it's like before this date or something like that. I'm not gonna go read the official announcement. I'll link in the description.
So that's enough on the British judo scene right there. Let us know what you guys think about that. If you're a British judo player, let us know, like, what are you trying to get your new Dan rank? Is this going to put you back? Is this going to help you out? From Anthony's point, it sounds like it's not going to help anybody out, but let's see what happens. All right. So in other grappling news, so Anthony, you know, the UFC, was it the UFC Fight Pass Invitationals? You remember those things?
No.
Okay, so
yeah,
a long time ago, when the UFC first started doing Fight Pass, Dana was saying that Fight Pass isn't just going to be for MMA fights. We're going to put BJJ on there, grappling, boxing, kickboxing, do all these things. And they did. They got other promotions to put their shows on Fight Pass. One thing they tried to do one time, and it was kind of funny because it didn't happen, is that they're going to do a judo match. I remember a long time ago.
They said that? Really?
Yeah, they're going to do one. But I think USA Judo, I don't know if USA Judo or who would.
Yeah, it's like, how's that going to happen? They're not going to let. Yeah,
exactly. That was my thing when they started going to do. I was like, you don't know how strict judo is, brother. But they're going to try something. So one thing that's very interesting. So UFC has the Fight Pass. They put a bunch of shows on there, fights on there. One thing that Ryzen does is a little bit also, but one thing that One Championship's known for is not being just an MMA federation, but a martial art federation. They have Muay Thai on their, this on their main cards. They'll have Muay Thai, grappling matches, kickboxing matches, all that kind of stuff. So UFC's decided they're going to put money into grappling. As most people know, they brought that one guy, I can't remember that kid's name. What's his name?
Mikey Museni.
Yeah, Museni. They got him from
I have no idea.
One Championship and stuff. So UFC is putting money into grappling now, and they've gotten rid of the UFC Fight Pass Invitationals, which I always thought was kind of a weird name, and now brought UFC BJJ.
Is that what they call it?
Yes. They called their first event, and the TV show is based around it, a UFC BJJ.
Wait, there's a TV show?
Yeah. Well, okay. Let's get some more deep into this. All right. So You know how we have Tough Enough, all right, or not Tough Enough. That's pro wrestling. The Ultimate Fighter.
Okay.
Okay, you know the
Yes.
Ultimate Fighter, right?
Yes, I know of it. I never watched it before.
So they created an Ultimate Fighter called UFC BJJ Road to the what was it?
Just before you continue, I don't watch it because I hate reality shows.
Yeah. Whatever you say.
Yeah.
Guess I didn't write it down. But it's basically UFC BJJ Road to the Title. It's their new system, their new organization and stuff, because they're going to do boxing also, Zuffa boxing. Just toss it in there. So they had this reality show. It's kind of sad because they couldn't find distributor to put it on like Fox or USA or on ESPN to think they're putting the UFC shows on. They have it on Fight Pass, but it's also free on YouTube. Now, most people like us, you can't find distributor, put it on YouTube. All right. Why not? Put it out there.
Oh, God.
So they did this Ultimate Fighter kind of thing with BJJ and with Musumi and some other guy that people were all complaining about.
Oh, right. This is the one where I was like, who is this other guy? Right?
Yeah, exactly. A lot of people were like, who is this other guy? Where he's like a good grappler too.
Yeah.
And the whole road was that the whole show was leading to that they're going to create weight classes that are going to mimic. God, I didn't look fully up, but it sounded to me when I saw the weight classes that they're going to mimic the UFC weight classes, so MMA weight classes. So the show had 2 weight classes on there. They did their first show already. So UFC BJJ, they stole our idea, Anthony. They did their show in a pit, just like us, just like we talked about having our grappling show in a pit.
I said I wouldn't be for a pit.
I said I wasn't be for a pit, and we both didn't agree to yes, a pit.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Sure, it can be in a pit, I guess. I don't care. I don't think it makes a difference. I think it's more dangerous than judo. I would just use judo setup. Yeah. That's what I said, if I remember correctly. I still need to create those rules.
So they had their first event, they had the show and stuff. So it was in a pit. I know a lot of people were upset about that. Some people were like, man, oh, it looks stupid. Oh, it's just like karate combat and stuff. Because karate combat also does those the grappling show of the pit in this karate combat pit. It was an octagon style pit, which looked really weird to me when I first saw this. Because I was like, how does no one fall out of this thing? But people weren't fighting on the edge that much.
Yeah.
The big rules changed. The big rules thing. That this is the main stuff right here. Because I'm not sure about like IBJJF, idea, blah blah blah. Yeah, what are you United? I don't know all these other federation stuff. But they're pretty much being like MMA, where it's 3 5-minute rounds, okay, with a 1-minute break in between, and a 10-point must system.
10-point must?
Yes, 10-point must. Just like how MMA, boxing have it. So the person that's more aggressive, more control, attempting more submissions, is going to get 10 points. The loser gets 9 or less. Okay, which is really interesting because if I hold a person
down,
how
do they define control though? I just had this discussion about BJJ, specifically. Was it ADCC? I think it was ADCC. I was having this discussion with someone, and he told me how the bottom guy won this exchange. I'm like, that is ridiculous. I didn't see it. I did not see any dominance at all, and so confirms my choice to not watch ADCC. So,
well, it's one of the funny things because then after the first event happened, I went on actually I did go on Reddit to actually look up this one and stuff, just some other MMA underground stuff like that to see what people were complaining about, see what people thought about it. And people were saying, well, technically then if I just take a guy down and just hold him in a position, just hold his back or hold him in a heel hook or something for 5 minutes, that's control and I just win the match. Other people were complaining about how these fighters weren't used to fighting for 15 minutes straight. So guys were like fighting hard the first round, okay the second round. By the third round, some guys were gassed and were just like going for bad ankle picks and really bad double legs. I'm like, yeah, it's tiring. It's like watching almost a heavyweight fight because most of these guys are used to fighting what's an IBJJF round or a ACC round?
I think
3 minutes.
I think 6 minutes.
Are they 6 minutes?
It might be 4. No, this is so confusing about BJJ. Some are 4 minutes and some are 6 minutes. It's between 4 and 6. Yeah.
Okay, so say you're used to going 6 minutes. Okay, that's one UFC BJJ round. You still got 2 more after that. You still got another 10 minutes to fight after that first 5 minutes.
I wonder who they consulted to come up with this stuff.
Like Big John McCarthy. I have no idea. Probably Eddie Bravo, I bet. I don't know. It was Joe Rogan's idea.
Yeah, maybe Joe Rogan. Yeah.
It was interesting this is my thing, okay? And I'm not bagging on BJJ.
They probably just needed more content for the show. That's what I think.
Well, for the channel or whatever, you know?
Yeah.
But my thing is like, why make UFC BJJ? Why just make UFC grappling, you know? And involve more different grappling styles other than BJJ.
Because they're trying to market on the popularity of BJJ.
But why not just open it up to all? If but this
I'm not saying I'm not saying I disagree with you. I'm just explaining the business decision to you.
Our same discussion we always have. Like, why not just market to sambo, judo, freestyle, folk style, Greco wrestlers, catch
because
wrestlers?
Then they would have to explain why a pin does not win. Like, I was just reading.
Well, here's the thing. Would that establish dominance then? Technically, if I threw the guy Haraigoshi or something, win the Yoko Shogatame,
that's my question.
Hold them for like 4 minutes.
Yeah, because that's what I did in one of my BJJ matches when I had that bad weight cut, and I won that way in a judo tournament. I threw for 2 points and I just sat on there for like 4 minutes.
Mm-hmm. Well, why not? You gotta move me, brother.
Yeah, I don't know, but maybe they're just testing the water, and there's a big pool to pick from. And I don't, like we said, like no judoka in their prime is actually gonna like abandon their Olympic dream to go there. It would be people who are past their prime or couldn't make the top national team. We're kind of going off tangent. I'll have to edit a bunch of this down. But yeah, how are they going to field Olympic judo like high caliber judo athletes? I have no idea how, because not even the UFC can do that consistently, because we do have Kayla, but
yeah, we've had two high level judo players on nationals team there. But back to the UFC BJJ. So what do you think about this? Do you think this would be good for BJJ? Do you think this is like making more
of course it's great for BJJ.
Yeah. Do you think they'll like, I didn't check. This is one thing I should have checked also. Was there like a mandatory black belt? Is there like some brown belts in there or something? Or
yeah, I don't know. I didn't watch it, so I can't give too much of an opinion, but just based off of your question, like, yeah, of course it's going to be great for BJJ. It's going to bring more attention to it, and it kind of gives more content for the viewers to watch. Like, I wish like there was not that I want to watch it, but I wish for the growth of judo that there existed a judo reality TV show.
We should make one.
Well, I did talk about one of the things. One of the things I proposed to USA Judo and I got ignored was the Twitch, like getting Twitch streamers, popular Twitch streamers, to try out judo and make a reality show out of it. Right? We talked about this in like 2 years ago or something.
Yeah, we talked about it a while ago.
Because if you want to get kids into judo, that's what you do. Like, look at how people got into chess, right? Chess is like cool again now with kids because of the streamers. Look at how people got into volleyball because of that. What other niche hobby? Like Pokemon is cool again.
Pokemon's always been cool.
No, the trading card game. Because for a while it was like Yu-Gi-Oh! And then Magic. And anyway, like you have to like get these people on board. And the good thing about streamers is it's a very specific target. And also if you don't have enough money, you can kind of like easily get like a B class, C class, D class, whatever streamer, and you still have a similar reach and also a networking effect. Versus like if you get actors, like if you don't get Brad Pitt and you get some random ass, like you get Peter Banachowski from Hollywood Judo, like half the people in the room are like, who is that? It's like, you know, the guy who was in American Horror Story. Like, I'm like, what is that show? Like, sorry, Peter, you're the first like non-famous actor I thought of. But hopefully this episode will age very poorly because of I want Peter's career to be successful. But yeah, so that's why I think like that was always a good idea. And yeah, you said let's make one for judo. Like we could, but there's so many things. We need money, basically, right? We need insurance. We need the people to film it. We need the lighting people, the sound people, the editing people. So yeah, BJJ continuing to get all the media attention. We can just cry and
well,
be
here's
jealous
one
because
thing that
cry and blame USA Judo and leg grabs.
Yeah, they always leg grabs fall. Well, one last thing that I want to talk about them is that this one thing I also saw people mad about is that it's no gi. So it is BJJ, but it's no gi BJJ. So you got the real traditional, be like, oh, if it's not in a gi, it's not real BJJ. Oh, if they're wearing no gi, then it's basically just catch wrestling. Oh, it's just submission grappling. It's no longer BJJ. So I did think that was kind of funny that there's that whole argument in BJJ right now, how it's like whether it's gi or no gi, what it is.
I'm not a fan of no gi. That's one main reason I don't watch it. Culturally, I think I'm starting to see a divide between no gi and gi BJJ.
Oh yeah,
but obviously no gi BJJ is seeing a huge growth. I see that in the amount of programs that are popping up. It's more and more no gi programs. Even though oddly enough, in my jiu-jitsu club, like the gi class is still way more popular than no gi, and no gi is like haven't seen much growth. So yeah, I don't know, but I would say I can kind of see how it's like, oh, it's not BJJ if it's not with a gi. I have zero interest in no gi. I gave it like 6 months to try it out. I have absolutely no interest. I gave it a fair shot, guys. I actually tried. I really tried. I have no interest in it.
Why are you scared? I don't know. Why are you all scared all of a sudden?
No, I'm just like really, after you. I was actually really surprised at my own, because I told myself I'll try it for 6 months, and I did, and I just found myself constantly feel like I'm dragging myself to class to do this thing I don't enjoy, and I did not. I was surprised because I didn't know the gi would make that much of a difference. I didn't know I would like hate it that much, basically. I thought I would be like, oh, this is still fun, but like it's not the same. It's not as fun as like the gi. That's what I thought it would be like, right? But I was like, God damn, this is not. I find myself constantly checking the clock, like when the fuck this class is over so I can go home. Like, or even when we're grappling, I'm like, when is the round over? Like, this is not fun. So I just didn't know the gi would make that much of a difference. But all
right, so
should I keep that in? Maybe I should. Yeah,
keep it in. That's your honest opinion. Keep it in there. So that's just our thoughts on the UFC BJJ. I had someone ask me about it, what I thought. This is just my thoughts about it. I'm not huge into BJJ. I didn't watch a lot of the episodes. I watched a few of the matches of the pay-per-view, and I watched some of the YouTube show, and it was just the Ultimate Fighter, just the BJJ guys in rash guards and shorts, you know, and it was in a pit. So yeah, that's just my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, I hope they keep doing it. I have no ill will towards BJJ. I train BJJ. I'd like to see it grow.
All right. So last episode we talked about how Aaron Wolf, there's our last topic also, guys. They only do 3 topics today. So last time we talked about how Aaron Wolf is going to pro wrestling. And I had some people message me, and then me and Anthony talking about, I was like, what are you talking about? Like judo and pro wrestling? Like, that's not real. Like, there's some judo guys, but there's not a whole lot. It's like, dude, so much pro wrestling is based off and has used judo things, you know? So this is one thing so here's one thing that I like talking about that everyone always, okay. Waki Jajime. Okay.
Waki Gatame.
Waki Gatame.
Yeah.
Waki Gatame is known in catch wrestling and in pro wrestling and in almost every other grappling style as a Fujiwara armbar. Okay. Now, the Fujiwara armbar was popularized by Japanese pro wrestler Fujiwara, who was also a high-level judo player. Okay. And this is something where you don't see a lot of this in pro wrestling in Japan, which I'm kind of surprised that you actually see it more in European and American pro wrestling, is that you don't see a lot of high-level judo players go into pro wrestling. There's some of them. There's a lot of pro wrestlers that have black belts and stuff. I can't remember the guy's name right now, but it's one of the New Japan guys. Oh my God, what's his damn dumbass name right now? I can't remember.
Look it up.
Yeah, no, they're gonna look it up. We're gonna waste that time right now. Great Okan, that's what it is.
Okay.
Great Okan's whole gimmick is that he's a martial artist of all these different martial arts. Okay, but one of them is that he's a legit judo black belt. Okay. There's a
we got to put in context also, like when you say judo black belt, do you mean like high level competitor, or just like what we said about like black belts being lower?
Like, I'm not sure like how level, because like they also don't post their rankings that much on stuff unless they're like a high, it's like super, like there was even guys on like talking about Fujiwara. Okay. Fujiwara, I kept trying to find out, like, because I know he's a black belt in judo. They talked about that and stuff before, and it shows that he does have a black belt with picture of him and it's a black belt working out. And it's like, But what rank was he? Like, was he like first Dan, second Dan, third Dan, whatever Dan rank he was? But I couldn't find it. But that shows one of the things of like judo in pro wrestling. He made that part of his gimmick, made it part of his character, and it was real. You know, he had a real black belt, so he used throws and arm bars. So much that his finisher, the Fujiwara arm bar, or in America, very similar disarmor, the Becky Lynch finish and stuff, that it's known as that in all these martial arts. You know, if I go to catch, if I go to BJJ, if I'm doing nogi, gi, all stuff, and I do that arm bar, people are, oh, that's a Fujiwara, which is from judo. It's just a crazy
I've
thing.
Never heard that before, but
you've never heard of? Yes, you have Fujiwara armbar.
No, I have never heard of that before.
Oh my God, get out of
here. Maybe it is for you old guys.
Old guys. Oh no.
But no, like I'm sure like maybe in catch wrestling, not catch wrestling, in the wrestling circle, like pro wrestling fandom, maybe that's what people will call it. But I've never heard it anywhere before, and I don't watch wrestling, so.
Another one from back in the day, and this is us again right here, Hollywood Judo Gene LaBelle, you know? His mom used to own and run the LA Coliseum, not the LA Coliseum, the Olympic Auditorium and stuff. In all of his pro wrestling matches, guess what he used? He used judo. His nickname was Judo Gene LaBelle, you know?
Yeah.
He had the famous match with the boxer where he was standing up for judo and martial arts against a boxer, choked a guy out and stuff like that. So that's how long judo's been around. Even if you go into like, here's a little funny thing, okay? That I knew, but I forgot that I knew till it came out like a year ago again. Neil Adams, okay? You know Neil Adams. Yeah. I know Neil Adams. He's the voice of judo.
I know of him. I don't know him.
You went to his clinic. You know him about more than I do.
Yeah, but he doesn't know me. So
you don't be surprised. He might remember you.
Philippe knows Neil Adams.
Philippe knows knows Neil and stuff. So we know Neil Adams, voice of judo, great judo player. Like I said, I use this stuff all the time when I need references. I can't talk to Philippe. I use Neil Adams. Okay. Neil Adams' brother.
Are you calling Neil Adams Walmart Philippe, basically?
Yes. Yes, exactly. Bring in Mr. Adams, please.
Philippe's out of service. Bring in the Walmart Philippe.
So you got Neil Adams and stuff. His brother, another top British judo player, you know, didn't be part of the Olympic team and stuff, but he went into pro wrestling. Chris Adams.
Yeah, unfortunately, he passed away.
Yeah, the very sad story stuff about passing away. But it's funny because he used judo in his matches, but not as much as actually it's kind of funny of a judo guy making the super kick, or it's a straight side kick, as his main move, you know? But even that's like, you got this Olympic level judo guy right here, great judo player, his brother and stuff, British champion, and decides, you want to know what? I'm going to go do pro wrestling instead. I'm not getting what I want from judo. I'm going to go into pro wrestling. So it's like this tie of good judo players going to pro wrestling. It's not this new thing. Like people think that, oh, Ronda Rousey's one of the first person that do it and stuff. Oh, Ronda came in, Olympic judo player. And now we're going to see Aaron Wolf. Let's see if judo can hold up into this. Like, no, it's been around there for years, you know? And you also got low-level players, you know? Like,
yeah,
no, go ahead.
Kimura got kicked out for doing that, or for the code of
yes,
prize fighting, basically.
Yeah, exactly. And back in the day it was real, but it's basically what pro wrestling turned into.
No, but I thought he fought Ricky. What was his last name? Ricky Zodon.
Ricky Dozan. Yeah.
Yeah. Didn't he fight him? And that
don't bring that up with me.
Yeah, but isn't that supposed to be a fake match and it turned real?
It was a fake. Okay, so I'm just gonna go into it, and this is just from my own history and reading up on and stuff, because I'm a pro wrestling fan. I'm a judo player and stuff. Judo player just is more of me, I think. So basically, when Kimura, his wife got sick, his teaching the police department wasn't paying the bills.
Yeah.
So what else could he do in Japan? Well, this new thing called pro wrestling is becoming popular. You're a great judo player. You have a big name from your real fightings and stuff. Let's try to make some money off you. So he had some matches. He was a fan. The people liked him. They also liked Ricky Dozan. Also, like he was kind of like he was very charismatic. So they're supposed to have a match. When they had the match, it was supposed to be they were going to do like a tie. They're going to do a tie. They're going to have a second match, maybe a third match. And this is what they used to do back in the day. This is how pro wrestling came about. It's supposed to be a real fight, a real catch wrestling fight, but they have predetermined who's going to win, who's going to lose and stuff. So they get to make some money off of it, you know? So during the fight, something during the pro wrestling match, something happens. Ricky decides to go into business for himself, which means that he tries to make it real to make himself look good. Chops him in the head, hits him in the webbles and stuff, continually punches in, hit him. Kimura wasn't prepared for this because he couldn't breathe, he got chopped in the throat, he got hit in the webbles. The ref, I don't know if the ref was in, some say the ref was in on it, some say the ref wasn't in on it, he didn't. Like, the ref had to be in on it, in my opinion. Because if you blatantly chop the guy in the throat and hit him in the webbles and stuff and keep beating on him, he's going to be in on it. Basically, he lost the match and stuff, but it's the big black guy in pro wrestling, in my opinion, and judo. Because it makes us look bad as judo players that we can't defend ourselves, but it's also he wasn't ready for something like that. He wasn't ready for a fight.
Well, he's also, I heard, a pretty good fighter in general. So.
Yeah. So, like, you got that back in the day that created this. That's where Japanese pro wrestling is based off of. But you got all these like modern day people. Like I said, you have Tai Conte, okay? She was in the WWE for a while. Now she's in AEW. She was on the Brazilian national team. I think the reason that she didn't go, she quit judo or quit the national team was because she didn't make it to the Olympics or didn't qualify for the Olympics. So she's like, I'm going to do this money. I'm going to get some money instead. Do pro wrestling, okay? We have her. We have Taz, who's I think he's a third degree black belt. His son, Hook, has a black belt. You have Samoa Joe. He's a solid brown belt in judo.
How much do you think this is like tied into the fact that, or we already talked about black belt, most high school kids have one, right?
Yeah,
because of the lower standards. And that judo is like intertwined in the school system in Japan. So they have a black belt and then decide to go into pro wrestling. Like they've done judo at a certain point. It's not like rare to see someone that's done judo in Japan in school.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. So how much do you think is attributed to that? But versus compared to like, oh, judo actually played a huge role in these people's styles and techniques and stuff like that.
Well, to me, when it comes to the Japanese, is that if you're a basic grappler, basic judo black belt and stuff, your goal probably isn't to make the national team or go to the Olympics. Because that's a very dedicated person that's going to go get a national team, go to the Olympics, and go fighting out there. Like, I think if they want to become a pro wrestler, be just like in America, where a lot of American pro wrestlers will do freestyle or folk style or even Greco in high school or as a kid to learn how to do original catch as catch can style wrestling and learn the holds. Where in Japan, it might be like, well, if my goal is to become a pro wrestler one day, I want to go to New Japan, Noah, All Japan, go to one of these other places, 01, something like that. I should learn how to grapple at least. I should get a base in judo. That's just my opinion when it comes to stuff like that.
I could see that. Yeah.
You'd be surprised like how many American pro wrestlers are really good wrestlers, period. You know, like I know last time we talked about Brock Lesnar, Kurt Angle, you know, Olympic wrestler, amazing fucking college wrestler.
So it's kind of like wrestling here, right? How like a lot of pro wrestlers did wrestling because it was intertwined in the school system. So
it's like you may or may not like Cody Rhodes, okay? Cody Rhodes, big pro wrestler right now, comes from a pro wrestling family, but his dad put him in wrestling so he can get the good basis, was a state championship wrestler, you know? And that's a pretty high level for the most part for being a state championship wrestler. But it's like there's so many pro wrestlers in judo. I mean, that did judo, you know? It's not just Ronda Rousey right now, or people later finding out that Taz has a black belt, or Samoa Joe has a brown belt or something. Bad News Brown, an American bronze medalist in the heavyweight division, one of the baddest mans on the planet at this time, so bad that Andre the Giant was scared of him to get in a fight with him one time. They're going to get a fight in a bus. Apologized to him when Bad News was like, stop this bus. If this right here does not apologize to me, we're going to make something of this, okay? And people forget about that. People forget that Bad News Brown was a black belt in judo and Olympic bronze medalist. I think he was the first American medalist in judo. Went to pro wrestling.
A lot of it, I think, has to do with how, like, this has been a recent discussion about celebration, like overly celebrating wins in judo. I think a lot of it has to do with judo's whole humility culture and that kind of stuff. So they don't really go and say, I'm a black belt in judo, I'm a kicker, but I'm awesome because blah blah blah. Like, so I feel like a lot of it has to do with that. But so if based off of the current people that are still active in IG or even recently retired, who would you want to see get into pro wrestling?
See. Oof. I think just with Aaron Wolf, I think he has the personality.
Yeah, but he's very in pro wrestling.
I know, but I'm saying like, I think he's gonna do a really good job though.
Who else? Who else? I didn't prompt you before. This is like a last minute thing I just came up with.
I know. No, this is a crazy thing. I'm trying to think like, it's tough because with the top judo players, like this is one thing about judo players that are kind of sad. We're very boring people because we are so goddamn stoic sometimes. So none of them, like other than us, like him.
You don't think Takato with his personality would make interesting?
Maybe.
Or Shohei Ono.
If anybody, it would be Abe.
Shohei Ono can be one of those pro wrestlers that don't talk. You know what I'm talking about?
Definitely, he would be super serious. He would be so serious because
Undertaker? Not Undertaker.
Well, Undertaker's one of them that doesn't talk or move or does anything big.
Yeah, so maybe he's like Undertaker.
He'd be super stoic. He'd be like some of those super stiff ones.
Yeah.
But if anybody, like I said, Abe, I think Abe would do it. Abe, because he has a personality. He's big. He's flamboyant. He goes out there with huge. I could see him totally being a best of the Super Juniors.
I would like to see Krista Deguchi.
She ain't doing no. Actually,
she isn't doing it, but I don't see her doing it.
She's kind of cool too. Like I can see her maybe do like a fun match or something in Japan. I totally see her in Stardom or something like that.
I don't think it'll happen, but that's who I'd like to see.
That's who you like to see
in pro wrestling. Yeah.
Who would you? We call Rossi, but hey, Rossi, you want to fight Aaron Wolf in a pro wrestling match? No. You want to fight
tag team. Rossi Rascal and Aaron Wolf tag team match.
Yes, the judo players.
I don't know how tag team works. I just see people break all the rules all the time.
Exactly.
So, 2-on-1.
That's a good tag team right there. Oh my god. All right, so that's just my thing because people were asking, or kind of, I had some people be like, "Oh yeah, Juan, you're super like, you're totally right about judo and pro wrestling." And some people like, "Oh, you're crazy, Juan. What are you talking about?" So I just want to bring it up that like, dude, judo and pro wrestling have gone side by side for so many years. All right, it's gone so many years, like it just intertwined. And it's actually more intertwined, I think, in the U.S. than it is in Japan, because a lot of these guys that are in New Japan or in the other big federations have black belts, but they just go into what they call like a Japanese strong style, which I like Japanese strong style.
Did you see Dave leave a comment?
I know. That's what I'm saying to Dave. Yeah. I like Japanese strong style.
Do you have a response to his comment?
Let's see how fake it looks when you get in the ring with me next week at AEW All or Nothing. You and me, Dave, in the ring. Could you imagine Teddy Riner doing pro wrestling?
Okay, so is that your answer now, Teddy Riner?
No, I still think Abe would be the best one because he got the charisma for it. All right, I can see him just like Shinsuke.
I can see Teddy Riner as that guy who wears a suit and doesn't wrestle.
He would be like
in all the memes. I don't know what his name is. Do you know what I'm saying?
In all the memes,
like
Ric Flair. Yes, Ric Flair.
Is it Ric Flair or Steve McMahon or whatever?
Well, I don't want to talk about the other one, but Ric Flair, I guess. Yeah. Well, Ric Flair has a ton of charisma. Even though I'm not a fan of his, huge charisma guy.
Yeah, or like for example, in was it ONE FC the CEO that comes out in a loincloth like drumming?
Oh yeah. That guy. Yeah, he was a pro wrestler too. You know he was.
Yeah. I could see Teddy being that role.
You want to see Teddy in a loincloth hitting some drums?
I can see him being like the executive figure that's like part of the drama, basically.
Well, he'd be like that. He would definitely kind of be like a final boss kind of guy. We're like, oh, you reached the Teddy Riner level. Oh no, he wears suit and stuff, takes it off, you know.
Okay, is that all you have today?
I think so. I got all the pro wrestling out of my system right now. We're gonna get Rossi. Okay. We're gonna get Rossi back on again.
There's one other thing I want to talk about briefly. Like, so I talked about it with you, and you kept saying we did it, but I don't think we did. We did not do an anniversary episode.
Yes.
Yeah, so I think this is our 5th anniversary back in May or March, right?
It was when I was stuck in Japan, yeah.
Yeah, so that's technically our anniversary episode. So now we're just announcing it to remind people. Thanks for support. The dojo 2 actually. But the podcast has grown steadily. I think on our 3rd year, we saw like a huge increase in subscribers, but now it's just been like a steady small stream of increase in subscribers. And we've got, as I mentioned before in the last year's episode, how there's been an increase in hate mail, so that's also like a sign of growth. So thank you all for listening and all that kind of supporting all that kind of stuff, even though things have gone kind of busy. We still haven't run out of stuff to talk about, really. Like even like now I have like a list of stuff that I want to talk about. It's just some of the stuff it takes more time to research and prepare. Yeah, and also thank you all of those listeners who came and visited the dojo, like either through the podcast or through Reddit or whatever.
That hurts me. I think Anthony gets more visitors for him than I do.
Well, because I actively post on social media, even though I hate it. So I think I told you and my wife this before. If it wasn't for the podcast, I wouldn't be posting on Reddit.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, and if it wasn't for the dojo, even like, I wouldn't be posting online. I actually, it wasn't until I started. I reactivated my Facebook when I had to communicate with my wife's parents because that's what they use, and then I reactivated my Instagram when we started the podcast. So I started posting on it again, and like Reddit, I only really started to post a lot of stuff when we started up the beginners program and also the podcast. So but thank you guys for visiting and supporting, and this will be basically our anniversary episode section of to make
happy anniversary.
Yeah, late anniversary.
5 years doing it for the love of the game, still ain't making no money off this shit.
Yeah, how would you feel if I like started my own podcast with someone else and cheated on you at this point after 5 years?
I don't give a shit. You cheat on me. I had you first. I don't care.
All right. There's gonna be alimony. Like who gets to keep the usually I talk with my wife a joke about this. Talk about who gets to keep the dog. God. Right, but
you get to keep the Substack. I take the Instagram. I also take the Facebook. You can have the web. You can have the YouTube channel, and
you can have Threads. I don't care about Threads.
I'll take the Threads.
Threads is like the redheaded stepchild.
Man, Threads don't do for us. You know that? I get like 2 or 3 likes on there.
Yeah, I don't know how many guys out there use Threads. Let us know, because I will post on Threads if people are interested.
Should I move on to Blue Sky, everybody? Should we go to Blue Sky instead?
I'll never use Blue Sky. You can use it, but I don't mind using Threads because it's already on Instagram. But yeah, let us know. That's all I have. That's it.
All right. So remember, everybody, please like, share, and subscribe. You can follow me on Instagram at @GRA_Juan. You can follow Anthony Throws on Instagram. You can follow Hollywood Judo. You can follow Hollywood Judo on Instagram as well if you like to. Yeah. But you can follow Tatami Talk on Instagram at Tatami Talk. You can follow us on YouTube at Tatami Talk. If you have any questions, things you want us to go over, things you want us to talk about, you don't got to hit us up individually. You can hit us up on Gmail as well at tatamitalk@gmail. All right. Anthony also has the Substack going on, so go check that out. And I think that's pretty much it. Oh, and the Threads. Yeah, who cares? All right, Anthony, you ready?
Yeah.
Don't forget to
like, share, and subscribe, or I'm gonna cheat on Juan and slap the mat. Yeah.